Welcome back, everybody, to Dan Has Fun. More Bologna Baloney. Last episode, we ragged on Savoy and the Pope for a bit. We are very, very unpopular with many a nation around us. Thank goodness almost all of them are going to be unable to do anything to us. Not because we're super duper strong, but purely because they're all going to be unavailable due to peace treaties. Something I did not realize last episode, Spain was one of those nations that got into the aggressive expansion border. So we're going to need to pay some pretty close attention, and we're going to want to chill out for a bit. We're definitely going to core everything we can. We can't core Cuneo yet because we don't have a border to it from another cored location, so we're going to convert it instead. Tuscany, we definitely want to start our process of turning that into a state. I would say the same for Po Valley as well. This might make us need another parliamentary seat. Nope, doesn't look like it. I'm surprised. But now we just have to wait until we can core Pisa. We don't have quite enough admin points. Austria's still in a war with Burgundy. Hopefully this will end sooner rather than later, because now we get to play squeaky bum time. All this time previously, we were kind of just hoping we didn't get donked on by a coalition against Austria. Now we have to worry about a coalition against ourselves. We'll help deal with Switzerland. It's going to be on a mountain, which sucks, but we have massive troop advantage. And it'll give us a little bit of war score, which means Austria might give us a few favours as a result. We'll clean house a little bit for them. Yeah, here comes a coalition against us. Okay, we're not going to deal with the rest. We're just going to go back to Cuneo, which has, wow, 28 unrest. 28 and 22. Yeah, there's Spain in the coalition, so we have to pay attention. We're going to have to be careful. And we are just going to sit and we are going to wait, and we're not even going to drill. We are going to... We can't boost that stack, but we can boost this one. Make sure it's as high as we can get our stack, just so we look more threatening. Yeah, keep going. We'll take the hit on prestige. Not too many nations to join a coalition against us. Like I said, primarily most of them just can't. That's why. That's why I was reasonably okay with it. Venetian rebellion, so get that covered. How many troops? 12,000. Okay, so we have more than enough to deal with that. Provence isn't scary. That's fine. Yeah, some pretty angry colours here. But yes, Burgundy can't jump in. Switzerland won't be able to jump in. So all the nations that can join the coalition have pretty much joined already. That's a little bit annoying that they've put a guarantee on Tuscany, but it's not the biggest of deals. Tuscany, I suspect, might actually be the nation that pulls the trigger if they do coalitioners and actually attack. Get Pisa in there. Cottage industry. Do we want to stand in the way of progress? If we do, it'll make the burghers unhappy, but we'll get some base production. For now, we're just going to be nice to them. I don't want internal instability if we're having coalitions against us. Actually, what I'm going to do is, because we don't need... Actually, cancel that. We don't need the one against Montferrat. Wouldn't normally do this all that much, but we're going to do outraged and threatened, I think. Take one back. There you go. Just to try and chill people out a little bit. I wish it hadn't gone for Spain first, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, yeah, nations are leaving the coalition against Austria, which is great. They still have a very large coalition, a much bigger one than I do. I have 8 nations in the coalition against me. It's just a shame that one of them is Spain. 9, I guess, now, but Genoa's a 1-province minor, so who cares? Rebellion in Venice. See you later. Good luck. Thanks for trying. And then, yeah, now their rebellion is down to 0. We got our castle. So that will make us a bit more annoying as a prospect to, you know, attack. So that is awesome. Oh, Wallachia is completely gone. The Ottomans ate the whole thing. Somehow, though, Albania is still there. I'm not sure what they're negotiating with the Ottomans, but whatever they're doing, the Ottomans like it. They just seem to be attacking them for the rest of time, but never actually conquering them. And they're not even a vassal. Yeah, lots of people are... Oh my word, everybody's leaving the coalition against Austria now. Yeah, so the Austrian coalition is pretty much non-existent at this point. What we are going to do... I don't believe you can do this while you're at war. But what we might do after this war ends is I might get them to prepare for war, just in case. Because if you get an AI to prepare for war, they won't theoretically go into their own wars. And that might help keep me protected in case we do get the coalition trigger pulled on us. Oh, Moldavia's gone back to being a march. They get more military use out of being a march, but it's significantly more difficult to deal with getting them integrated. Offense or defense? Doesn't matter which we pick, we lose stability, which sucks. But we're going to actually go for fort defense, which we almost never do, but it's again in case we end up being attacked. Switzerland is giving 1 province to Austria. There's a union involved. We got a whole 3 favors. Whoop-de-doo. We're going to claim that so we can get out of Savoy with our spy. So Burgundy is a junior partner as well. Not a very happy one. So we have a pretty terrifying scenario where Burgundy and Hungary are in junior partnerships with Austria. Thank goodness Burgundy doesn't have all its small nations in the Low Countries still. But that's still pretty dangerous. Okay, so we need to ask them to prepare for war. And we need to ask Poland as well. I don't intend to go to war right this second right now, but that gives us a bit more protection. Oh wow, they inherited it immediately. Okay. Sure. How much aggressive expansion did that give them? We just got Austria out of a coalition. Oh, I know what it's doing. Hang on. There we go. There. Okay. There. That's the screen I want. It took a moment. Some screens take priority over others for some reason. So they didn't actually get an absolutely astronomical amount of aggressive expansion by doing that, actually, as it happens. But they're going to have a new coalition form against them. This isn't really how I wanted it to go. I don't want Austria to get a whole line across here, because then expanding out is going to be very tricky. Having said that, if they can keep France in line, that's something that at least I don't have to worry about too much. And we don't have one of those really bizarre games. Oh, more men for the army. Yeah, we don't have one of those bizarre games where France and Spain are allies. It doesn't happen very often. But when it does, oh boy. But yes, by asking for those 3 allies to prepare for war, none of them should go out on a war of their own at least for a year. We're looking for a particular ally. Now, I'm sure most of these are going to be wimpy, kind of crappy nations that have no benefit to us allying. Is there anybody even close to us who might be tempting? Not really. Yeah, we're definitely not allying the Ottomans. I mean, that would be hilarious, but that will just never happen. Not in a month of Sundays will that happen. And we don't want to ally Ragusa. That's some pretty gross border gore on the corner of Sicily. We definitely don't want to ally Tunis. It's funny that they would, actually, if we didn't hate them ourselves, because they raided us. But Tunis is just a nation that you beg for trouble when you're allying Tunis. We're definitely not doing that. Brittany's allied to France, but hates us. England is usually a very poor nation to ally. Okay, so I guess we're just not allying anybody else. Okay, that's fine. So we're just going to throw all 3 of our diplomats on an automatic appeasing scenario. Appeasement is definitely what we need to do. I want the 2 provinces down here to get their rebellion out of the way. Ah, that's what I didn't want to see. I didn't want Bohemia in again on a coalition against Austria. Because I'm going to have to find a way to try and get them both at war with each other. Which is easier said than done sometimes. Who could we use as a scapegoat to attack? Yeah, they love Spain so much, and I have to be careful. If I attack somebody, then my own coalition could fire. Oh, well, we knew this was a downside that could potentially happen. I just was hoping it wouldn't potentially happen this early. We just have no alliance options at all. Like, the Palatinate, maybe? But they only have 4,000 troops. They're more likely to drag us into trouble than they are to help us with anything. Brunswick's got rebels. It isn't particularly big. Munster, no. Brandenburg's too dangerous because it's next door to Poland. Denmark is usually a liability as an ally as well. They're just in a very poor location to help us in Italy. At least right now, while there's so many nations in the middle. Yeah, we're just going to have to play the be really careful game. Dubious spending practices. I don't mind. I can eat the 2 corruption. Because it gives us 2 base tax in Mantova. That's pretty big. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. Oh, the comet event. Peasants are always superstitious, and the appearance of a comet in the sky has caused panic among our people. It doesn't matter what you pick, you lose a stability. You hate to see it. I guess at this point I should get my navy back to doing something. I'm going to take the whole fleet together this time, just to try and keep the navy safe in case they get attacked. How close are you to being cored? Oh, it's already cored. How long are you taking to be converted? Another year, then I can start coring. Oh, the Austrian leader passed away. They're still in charge, though, of the Holy Roman Empire. I'm going to add all my provinces. This is something to keep a closer eye on now, so It's a two-horse race for who's going to be the elector. It's either going to be Austria or Bohemia. And it's a case of whoever has the most votes wins. It's as simple as that. There are 3 votes for Bohemia and 4 for Austria. We cannot be the emperor because we are a republic. So it's never something that in the Bologna guys we would ever run for. We'll have to see what happens in the future. Oh, I don't like sitting on all this manpower. But we have to. I have to put my hands, you know, on the chair, sit on top of my hands. Don't do the stupid thing you want to do. Get some ship power propagation. The next one we'll do is probably the greater institution spread, because that will be more relevant by then. Yeah, so Austria has a pretty big coalition again. I have a smaller coalition, but like I said, Spain is involved, which is not so good. But it looks like we've actually run out of outraged nations. I don't really believe that, but apparently we've run out of them. We'll do that just to make our allies a bit happier then. Perk them up. Our relationship with Austria is actually at plus 67. That's not that good. Election time. Somehow our dude, very great stats. I mean, he's a 646, 71, and still alive. Getting inspiring leader is just unbelievable. But we can't keep him going again. He's not going to live. But the lovely thing now is we have a successor who is a 554. I couldn't really ask for any better, and he's only 36, so he could hang around for 3 decades. How awesome would that be? Okay, that was a great time to switch. We have to get new royal marriages. We're going to wait and just have everybody else offer it to us. But no, that's why we waited. He has... Oh, that's not a great trait, though. He's an embezzler. Not exactly what I want to see. It's not a complete disaster, but definitely not what I want to see. It's not the worst trait, but it's definitely not a good trait. Now that we don't have an obsessive perfectionist, though, we can get some buildings without completely ripping ourselves off. Do we have any really good manufacturing locations? Yeah, we have a couple, so we'll get those 2 in. And what we need is a bit more land force modifier, because we want to get more troops. That's pretty good for manpower, but not amazing. We don't need ramparts. And I don't really feel that impressment offices are worth building most of the time. So I'm going to grab just 1 shipyard and hold on to the money for now. No, I'll tell you what, we'll build a couple more manufactories. Just... Oh, we're not got very many options, do we? Lucas Manufactory will make bank in the end, so will Palmer's. They don't make a lot of money now, primarily because, well, look at that 86% autonomy. But it will make money, and by the time it's built, it takes like 5 years to build a manufactory anyway, so it takes time. We should, too. Thank you for those discoveries. So the March Abruzzo state, we definitely want to turn that into a fully fledged state. Now we need another seat in Parliament. So what I want to do is go for development. Unique to me. I thought if you clicked on your nation, yeah, if you click on your nation on the development screen, it'll just give you your development relative to yourself. So Bologna is the highest, which is why it's the dark green. Venezia is pretty close, hence it's a slightly lighter shade of green. To get the most advantage out of having a seat, you want to put it in typically your highest value provinces. So our next highest is Treviso or Ferrara. And Ferrara, it's going to be you. There you go. Enjoy that. You can also go into the development screen up here to work this out. Which one is it? That one. But either way is fine. Oh, and our Royal Marriage to Bohemia died almost immediately. Oh well, I'm sure they'll invite me another one soon. We're only at plus 29 with Bohemia. Why do they hate me so much? Allied to rival, which is fair, because they don't like Austria. They just hate heretics. Okay. Kind of amusing, because they tend to be the most likely of the Central European nations to have a heretic religion, because they get the Hussite religion. And actually, I think in this game they had it earlier on, didn't they? But okay, you do you. Finally, we've got that converted, so we'll start coring. And Nizza needs to be converted from Catholic to Protestant as well, so let's get that going. Have a little bit of a stretch. Oh, that was a good stretch. You gotta stay hydrated and you gotta stay stretched and limbered up. Finding out some more about the land around the world. We'll have another sweep of that in a little bit, I'm sure, just to see what's going on. How close are they to rebelling? Well, Genoa probably will never rebel. The Catholic Zealots, about 4 years away, they might rebel. This is the one I'm looking for. Yeah, Nizza, 26.1%. 2.1. Okay. So we do need to keep our 14k stack. That's really what I wanted to check. Venice has finally checked down on its... Oop. Okay, I thought they were already... Oh, the other vassal that they have has turned into a march for Poland. Yeah, Venice has now joined the coalition against us. That's inevitable. We could have attacked them before they joined, but I don't want to add even more aggressive expansion right now, because look how angry this map is. This is a very unhappy map. Definitely going to get that, though. Increase our force limit modifier. Okay, so where do we want to expand? I think we'll slowly start doing it over here, because, yeah, now we have another space for 12. Okay, so that'll be a 22 stack. You can start drilling now. You'll be fine to drill. There we go. And the stack can drill as well. Okie dokie. We're going to look far more imposing, so the odds of the coalition firing will be less if we look strong. We have eclipsed the papacy. Yep. So, who are we going to make a rival? Now, the big Billy Balls play would be to make Spain the rival, but their army is twice as big as ours, and their navy is way more than twice as big as ours. Who doesn't like Spain? France, England, and the Ottomans. The problem is that France doesn't like Poland or Austria, so they will never ally us. It's just not going to happen. The Ottomans hate Poland, so they're never going to do it either. So, as cool as it would be to rival Spain, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So in terms of our other options, we're clearly not going to rival Austria. England is too far away, so they're irrelevant. Tunis is a really dangerous nation to rival and go after early because they tend to be allied to the Ottomans, and this game is no exception. So, in terms of our options left on the table, we have Provence. So, that was our eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and we'll embargo them and things like that soon too, just so we can get our power projection increased, because we want to keep it over 50. We want that bonus to our monarch points. It's just free capital, so we definitely want it. And Bessler, what a rubbish trait. Not the absolute worst. Craven is arguably the worst trait. It's just a massive morale penalty. But we did not roll well for his trait, that is for sure. Nothing needs to change religiously. Our army professionalism is over 30% now, so it is making progress. We should seize some land. Thank you very much. We're up to 74% again. If you can stay around 3/4, you're doing pretty well. Savoy has peasant rebellion. Yep, and Provence has just embargoed us, so once we get an idle diplomat, we will be doing a little bit of work tidying up who are we embargoing, who aren't we, that we should be, bits and pieces along those lines. Tuscany has rebels, but they should be fine. Yep, they're fine. Okay, Austria's not at war, Bohemia's not at war, Poland's not at war. Poland is a great power. They are number 5, but they don't have that much more development than me. Same with Austria. We do have a Russia. Oh, they're attacking... The Ottomans are attacking Albania again. What a surprise. Are they still allied to the papacy? They are, so the Papal States is probably going to get wrecked. We do have Russia. So no longer do we have that kind of nice wheaty yellow colour. We now have this blob of green. They have 126,000 troops. Thank goodness they're only level 10 military tech, so they are a little bit behind, but that is a terrifying prospect. They have more troops than the Ottomans do. Ideally, they'll end up at war with each other. That's the hope. Much like the cat is right now with the scratching post. I wonder if you can hear that in the background. He hates that thing. We have the flu. We'll just sacrifice some admin points so it doesn't spread. Never a good answer, but almost always the right answer. France laid a claim to Provence. We'll keep an eye out on that. I'm hoping if that happens that Austria will defend Provence. We'll see. We'll see. Italian engineer available. Spend 165 ducats to get 40 military power is effectively what that is, and I'm going to do it. We don't have a ton of money. We're only making, well, we're making 20 a month. My word, our siege specialist now has 5 pips of siege from training. And Nisa is about to erupt, so we're going to move our stack of troops to Nisa. And we're going to sit there so that if the rebellion happens, the rebels count as the attacker. We do have the option, if we want to intentionally antagonize the rebels into rebelling, but if you do that, they rebel with more troops. So I am more than happy just to wait them out. I'm in no rush. You take your time. I'll coordinate your battle plans over half a dozen, medieval coffees. You do you. Or I guess early modern coffees. Oh, we have a new incident. Hang on. Thank you for telling me that I got that chord, but that's not important right now. The violent conflict between the peasantry and the establishment has raged for decades within the HRE. We need to protect something, one way or the other. So let's check what the event is. We can either crush the agitators. If you do that, you get 10% more nobility, loyalty, and influence forever. Other way around, you have to sacrifice happiness and influence of the nobility, and you get less tax money. Now, remember, we're a parliamentary style of leadership. We don't have nobility as an estate. So for us, really our prerogative is just to not get that 5% penalty. So that's what we're going to vote for. We're going to vote for crushing the remaining agitators. Based on who is voting for what. The problem is the Emperor prefers concessions. We'll see what they do. We've done what we can do anyway. A disagreeing advisor. We'll sacrifice some prestige for admin points. I mean, we have still 64 in the positive. Fantastic number. My favourite. Foreign plots. Seize them and their wealth. Absolutely. We still have 65 Republican tradition. It's fine. Speaking of Republican tradition, did the Doge's palace complete its upgrade yet? Yeah, I'll take a free CB on Provence. No, we are not there yet. This is what we could technically spend our manpower on if we get to full, but 10,000's a lot, and you just know that you'd spend 10,000 manpower boosting your building speed, and then they would fire the coalition on you immediately. Oh, the Treaty of Tordesillas, Tordesillas, not the food. We effectively now know that, yeah, there's an actual colony. So the colony of Newfoundland has been created. So England has a colony, Spain has at least one colony, Portugal has 2 colonies. So far, kind of so normal. The only thing that I haven't seen yet is France doing any colony work really other than just this one here. Let's have a look. Have they started down the African coast? Not that I can see. Oh, we also must no longer be a great power yet. We're losing our great power status just because other nations are now bigger. So the Mamluks must have eaten some territory and become bigger, resulting in our ranking going to disappear by 1541 end of year, unless we get more. We're probably not going to be fair. We might, but I'm not expecting miracles. Why did this not group together? What are you doing? There you go. Alright, how far are we? Yeah, we're going to get our final offensive idea. It gives us 5% discipline boost, which just means we're going to be doing more damage. We have our final idea, which is cheaper tech. We also got the completion, so faster morale recovery speed for your army. We do now have the access to modern siege weapons. Notice it did not show up as a free option because it is not free, because we already have a choice. We currently have the garrison system. Now, don't get me wrong, you can run multiple of these at once, and at the end of the game, that's typically a good idea. But earlier on, I tend to like to, get as many monarch points as I can. Do I think this is better, though? Yes. So I'm going to take this one off. We're going to put on modern siege weapons. This is much better on the attack. And if you can siege quickly, you take far less attrition. We have 75 days to get Diplotech 12 if we want to. It's a big ahead of time. That's 65% more. And again, it's not really a great level. You do get a bit of naval morale. The combat width is good, but not an absolute game changer. I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to take the bait on that one. I do want to know, though, what's Austria going to do? Are they going to go with what they want to do and give everybody a tax penalty? Or are they going to do the right thing and crush the peasantry? There's rebellion firing. Yep, they get the -1. Sorry about that. That's just the way it works. Sorry, not sorry. We do have a little bit more in the way of force limit. So let's get that set up as well. Anytime we're sitting close to maximum manpower, I want to try and find a way to use it. Where's the next rebellion going to fire? Okay, the province I'm already sat in, so that is a-okay, and it's going to be a while. I don't think the Genoese separatists are actually ever going to fire, so that's fine. No, I think we're good. We're good. We're looking good. We're looking still not very safe, but we're looking okay. Anytime I've got Spain in a coalition against me at this stage is not going to be a time I feel safe. Having said that, their aggressive expansion against us is -44 now. So they're below the threshold, so they may leave soon. Local traders demand aid. I don't want even... Hang on. That's the province that already fired, right? No, I'm not going to give them money. They won't rebel because of the -100 caused by us kicking some rebels' backsides. We should find a way to get rid of some of these Diplo points, though, or we're going to run into the same problem as last time. I can't round that up any further. That's 41. I could round this up. It's going to be expensive, though. But is that capital? Do a couple there first. And we'll do that in Lucca. So we'll do that for now. Honestly, we're just going to... Why not? We're making a lot of Diplo points. That's going to make us some big money. So... Oh, they did... Oh, they decided to crush crush the nobility. That's not what I meant. Crush the peasantry. Let's not crush the nobility. I don't have any to crush. Well, not any that matter in an estate facility. Yeah, we made quite a lot more gold. The Great Peasants' War now ends, so the +6 rebellion chance everywhere from unrest is now gone. We had... I don't even remember seeing that being a rebellion option, but let's go run over there, 'cause I don't want to deal with it long term. Even if they capture this first, there won't be any separatism, because Abruzzi has a fort adjacent to it. I'm not going to claim that's why I did it. That would be a lie. But it is a convenience of having it there. Truce with Scotland as it ended. Oh boy, I care so much about that. And even with low morale, we're going to absolutely wipe the floor with these rebels. There we go. Nice and tidy. Didn't even give them a chance to start ruining anything that was there. We will have to use some manpower, though. Although it makes me feel, again, it makes me feel a little bit better. I'm not just sitting on full manpower. I hate it. I'm pretty sure any player of this game's like, you know, unfulfilled, I guess, if that's the, you know, a scenario they ever end up in. Alrighty. Extended privileges for the burghers. I don't really want to lose 20 loyalty. But I also don't want to give them influence. Okay, I'm going to make them unhappy. And yeah, they're not going to like it. They're going to give us... We're definitely not doing development right now. But they're going to have to deal with it. Deal with it, nerds. And people are leaving the coalition against us and joining Austria's instead. That's not exactly what I want to have happen. But we will certainly have to see, I guess, next episode if this coalition's going to fire or not. This was... I'm sure we're going to get invited to that war too. 38-ish minutes of me wondering, am I going to get punished for my greediness? Not yet, anyway. We'll see next time. If you do want to check, see, you know, I'm excited about it. If you're excited as well, definitely make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. We'll see what happens. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.